All right. Okay, there we go. We are ready now. All right, so I've got 2 blocks up here at the top of my mat and a strap and a blanket. So we'll start with our familiar side stretch. Take your feet about hips distance apart and then take those arms up toward the sky. And lift the arms, lift the spine, stretch toward the sky. In fact, you can kind of make a snake coming out of a basket movement, lift and kind of stretch and wiggle upward. Find that breath in the back of the rib cage. And then go ahead and stretch over to the right hand side. And as you're breathing, focus on bigger exhales. Exhale fully. As you exhale fully, it makes a lot more room for big inhales to just come in as you make that vacuum in your lungs. Bend the knees a little bit. Cross your left leg behind your right leg and keep stretching to your right. And come up on the inhale. And then again, do a little bit of that snake wiggling action of lifting, wiggling taller and taller and taller and longer. And then go over to the left-hand side. Make those exhales complete. And bend the knees a little bit. Cross that right leg behind the left leg. And keep stretching to the left. And come on up and then release the arms and do a couple really big shoulder rolls both directions. Okay, so we're going to come down to the ground, break down our sun salutation a little bit, take the arms up on the inhale, look up toward the thumbs, exhale, fold, bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen up the spine, exhale, fold again. And a few more of these. And you don't have to have the hands on the ground. If it feels a little bit nicer on the spine to come up higher on blocks, you can do that. But do a few more of these forward bends though. Inhale, lengthen, reach through the tailbone and through the top of the head. Exhale, zip up the belly and relax. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. I've got a little bit of a bend in my knees, which is helpful if you're feeling a little tight in the hamstrings. And then plant the hands and step back to a plank. And once you're in your plank, lower all the way down to your belly. So roll the shoulders onto your back and slide your hands back behind your shoulders a bit. Extend your legs. So get really stretched out through the legs. Roll your pubic bone toward the ground. Zip up the belly. And then press into the hands. You're going to come up about halfway, so my elbows are pretty bent. And then draw the shoulder blades onto your back towards opposite back pockets. Keep extending through the legs and rolling your pubic bone toward the ground. So we're coming up into a little half cobra here. And then push back to child's pose and make this an active child's pose. Press forward into your fingertips and push your hips back towards your heels. Forehead might come to the ground. And then come onto hands and knees. So from here, this is one of my current favorite ways to warm up gently lately. Take your left leg out to the side. So once your left leg is out, left foot on the ground, let's do some cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Really exhale, pull your chin into your neck, pull your tailbone toward your forehead. And then lengthen again. Exhale, round. And follow your breath. Okay, nice gentle open twist. You're going to plant your right hand on the ground. Lift your left elbow. Keep lifting with your left elbow so that you slowly twist and look toward the ceiling. And then take that left arm toward the sky. Start pressing firmly into your hand that's on the ground and open up a little bit more. See if you can twist open, reach back behind you. Pretty easy twist, but it's nice to get into that inner shoulder. Now let's go into the harder twist now. You take your left hand to the ground, lift your right elbow toward the ceiling, look up at your right elbow, and you may start noticing a little bit happening in the hip of the left leg. And then if it seems appropriate, try to straighten that right arm. There's a lot happening in the back of the shoulder, which is why it's a little tougher. So you can always go back to bent elbow, but just play with something between bent elbow and straight arm. All right, right hand comes back down to the ground. Take it a little wide and transfer weight into your right shin. So hands are pretty wide, right arm might be a little farther to the right, and then take that left leg up to roughly parallel. Just trying to wake up all the different parts of the hip here. All right, and then bring that left leg in. Let's go to the other side. Take your right leg out to the side. Some cat-cow here. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you round. Big exhale. Follow your breath. Two more. All right, plant that left hand, claw the ground, lift your right elbow toward the sky. Keep lifting your elbows so you come into a nice open twist. And then take that right arm toward the sky and then maybe reach behind you. Keep pressing into the ground with your left hands, left fingers. And bring that right hand back down. Okay, let's try the tougher side. Just lift that left elbow toward the sky. Keep lifting that left elbow. Look over the left shoulder. And then slowly see if you can get that left arm straight and reach the arm toward the sky. And it definitely works the tight part of the back of the shoulder. Okay, bring that left hand down, and it may be off the mat. Take it a little bit off to the left, and then extend your right leg up to about parallel to the ground. And bring that leg back in. Okay, from here, keep the hips over the knees and slide your hands forward. Bring your forehead or your chin to the ground and melt your heart toward the ground. And slide those hands back, and then let's find a downward dog. Walk out your down dog. Relax your neck, shake out your head and nod your head a bit. And look up. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. And exhale, arms to sides. Full sun salutation A. Take the arms up on the inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to a plank. Widen the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, tops the feet, look up. And exhale, downward dog. All right, grab the back of your left ankle with your right foot and press your left heel down gently. And then just shake your head a little bit, nod your head a little bit, make sure that neck is long. Let's do the other side. Grab the back of your right ankle and press the right heel down. And then let that go. And then look up, inhale, step forward. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. And exhale, arms to sides. All right, big toes together, heels slightly apart. Interlace your fingers and press the palms of the hands forward. Sink into your Utkatasana, chair pose. All right, this is a good one. So before we go into our full sun salutation B, transfer some weight into that left leg and keep that left leg bent, but extend your right leg behind you. So especially if your balance feels a little off, you can always just kind of keep that toe on the ground and lift up as appropriate. Bring that leg back in, feet next to each other. Get into that Utkatasana again. Transfer weight into your right leg. And see if you can extend your left leg back behind you. And again, you can always tap the ground to get your balance again. All right, bring that leg back in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Widen the shoulders, lower all the way down to your belly. All right, interlace your fingers behind your back. And it doesn't have to be a big stretch. You're just trying to grab those hands, keep those elbows a little bit bent, and then lift your legs up and lift your chest up. Pull in the low belly and gently squeeze the elbows toward each other. All right, plant the hands. Push back to child's pose. Stretch it out. All right, you're coming to hands and knees. Take your left arm behind your right arm and bring your left shoulder to the ground. And then firmly press into your right hand. See if you can roll toward the back of your head a little bit. So this is a fantastic stretch and a fantastic twist. You can always go a little bit deeper if you want to. So if you want to reach through your legs and grab a leg and go a little bit more into a twist, you can do that. You can also reach down the outside of your right leg and grab some part of your right leg. And then keep pressing into your right hand and rolling toward the back of your head. So it may not be dramatic. You may not end up twisting a lot more, but if you'd like to try, breathe into it. All right, come back up to all fours, and you're going to take your right arm behind your left arm and bring your right shoulder to the ground. Press into your left hand. And again, this is a fantastic thoracic twist here, so you can breathe here. But if you do feel like you want to go a little deeper, you can reach between your legs or down the outside of your left leg and see if you can roll toward the back of your head a little bit more. Yeah, come on out of that one. All right, find your downward dog. Walk it out a bit. And lunge your right leg forward. Drop your back heel, come into warrior one. So gently twist your left ribcage forward. Lift your front hip points, which will drop your tailbone down a bit. Lift your inner left ankle towards your outer left ankle. Look up toward the thumbs. Take the hands down to the ground to the inside of your right foot. So you can always come to a block. Slide that left foot back a little bit. Put some more space between your feet. And then you're going to walk your hands or the block over to the left side off your mat, and then walk your hands or your block forward more. Asymmetrically pull your feet toward each other on the mat. 4 more big breaths. All right, walk it back to the center. Turn your right toes out to the right and walk your foot over to about 3 o'clock. And you're going to come to the pinky edge of your left foot. So you're in a side plank variation here. Take that right arm toward the sky, press firmly into your right foot. And then we're going to get a little bit into the core, the side core, by dropping the left hip. So the left hip may or may not drop all the way down. That's your choice. Figure out what works for you. And then lift back up. Push into your right foot as you do so. And then exhale, drop down. And inhale, lift up. 3 more of these. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. 2 more. And last one. And then right hand back to the ground and find a downward dog. Walk it out. Lunge your left leg forward. Drop your back heel. Come into warrior one. So gently twist your right rib cage forward. Lift your front hip points. Drop your tailbone. Drop your shoulders. Look up. Lift your inner right ankle toward your outer right ankle. And hands come to the ground or to a block. Slide that right foot back a bit. Put some more space between the feet. And then walk your hands off the mat to the right and then walk your hands forward. So come down dog, torso, warrior one legs. Drag your feet toward each other gently. Walk your hands back to the center. Now walk your left foot off to about 9 o'clock off the mat. Come to the pinky edge of your right foot. So we're in a side plank variation here. And then karate chop the ground with the outer edge of your right foot. And then you're going to drop your right hip a little bit. It may or may not come all the way down. And then inhale back up. Remember to push into that left foot. Exhale, drop down. Inhale back up. 3 more. And last one. All right, left hand to the ground. Now find a child's pose. Just check in and see how everything feels. All right, find your downward dog. Flip your toes over. Look up. Inhale, step forward. Big toes touching. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, sink into your chair. Take the arms up. Exhale, straighten the legs, arms to sides. All right, another sun salutation B. Take the arms up on the inhale, sink back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to a plank. Widen the shoulders, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lunges forward. Warrior one on the inhale. And then open up for warrior two. All right, drop those shoulders. Look straight down the middle right finger. Imagine somebody's grabbing your back hand and pulling some of your torso into your back leg. Turn the palm of the right hand up toward the sky and come into exalted warrior. Now straighten up that front leg so you're essentially in exalted triangle. And come on up on the inhale, and then find a regular triangle. Reach through, bring that right hand down to the leg. So a little bit of a curve in the low back, stick your tailbone out of it, zip up the belly and pull the belly into that curve. Push down through the back heel and push down through the ball of the front foot. And then you may just want to take a look at your right leg, make sure your knee isn't rolling in. If it is, tack your outer right hip back so your knee lines up with your middle three toes. All right, bend that front knee, come on up on the inhale, toe heel in a little bit, shorten up your stance. Then you're going to turn toward the front of your mat. Right toes are going to point to 12 o'clock, left toes are going to point to 11 o'clock. You're on two separate train tracks. You can either grab your elbows behind your back or try for a reverse prayer position. You're just trying to open up the front of the shoulders. Pull the front of the ribs in, zip up the belly, lift your chin, and then exhale, forward bend. Be really deliberate about your forward bend. So belly might come to the thigh. If it doesn't come to the thigh, keep your chest and your chin lifted. If it does come to the thigh, it's essentially you're just trying to slowly drape yourself over your thigh. So if the belly makes it, then you try to get more of your rib cage to your thigh, maybe your chest to your knee someday, but you want to keep the chin up for as long as you can. And then wherever you end up, whether you're high or low, shift your weight a little bit from side to side. That'll help even out the weight distribution in your legs. All right, come up about halfway and then use your block. Put the block to the outside of the right foot. Take your left hand to your leg or to the block. Take that right thumb into your right hip crease and tack it back. Reach your spine forward, inhale, and then exhale, gently twist. Make sure your back heel stays down. And if your right hip is doing a really good job staying back by itself, take your right arm toward the sky. Otherwise, keep tacking it back with your thumb. All right, and then slowly let that go. And step back to downward dog. Walk it out a bit. Yeah, let's do a little push-up. Press forward, lift your chin. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lunges. Drop your back heel. Come into warrior one. Big inhale. And we will turn this into warrior two. Turn to the right. Drop your shoulders. Pull your fingers and thumbs back towards your face. Press out through the heels of the hands and then pull a little bit of your torso weight into your back leg.
Make sure you can see your big toe when you look down. Turn the palm of the left hand toward the sky and come into Exalted Warrior. Straighten up that front leg for Exalted Triangle. And come on up on the inhale and then find a regular triangle. So press down through the back heel. Stick your tailbone out a little bit. Zip up your belly. Check your left knee. Make sure it's not rolling in. If it is, tack your outer left hip back towards your inner right thigh so your left knee lines up with your middle three toes. All right, inhale, come on up and bring your hands to your hips. Toe heel in, shorten your stance. Turn toward the front of your mat. Left toes point to 12 o'clock. Right toes point to 1 o'clock, 1 or 2. And then take the hands behind the back. Grab your forearms or elbows or bring your hands to prayer position. Pull your front ribs in. Drop your tailbone. Lift your chin. Inhale. And then exhale, forward bend. And again, long back, lifted chest, lifted chin. If the belly gets to the thigh, great. Wherever it goes is fine. And then once you feel like you have hit your limit for hamstring, then kind of shift your hips side to side. So we can distribute that weight a little bit more evenly, get some more weight into that back heel and into the ball of the front foot. Lift your elbows. All right, come up about halfway, and then if you want to use that block, you can. Take the right hand to the block to the outside of the left foot, or you can come up higher on the leg. Take the left thumb into the left hip crease and tack it back. Push down firmly into your back heel. Reach your heart forward, inhale, and then exhale, twist, and look over your left shoulder. And if it seems appropriate and that hip is going to stay back, you might want to take the left arm toward the sky. All right, and then bring that left hand down, step back, and find a child's pose. And again, check in, just see where you feel, how you feel, where you feel it. Okay, let's do a quick little child's pose change. So go really wide with your knees. Take your knees wide and bring your feet together, and then find your child's pose there. So it's a little bit more of an external rotation in child's pose. Okay, come forward now. Bring your knees together or as close together as you can, and then swing your feet out so it's more of an internal rotation. You may not be able to bring your hips all the way down, but just push your hips back, see where they end up. See the difference there in your child's pose. You're going to feel probably a little bit more through the hip creases and through the fronts of the thighs. All right, one more wide child's pose. Bring the feet back together, knees wide, and then push back to the More externally rotated child's pose.
All right, and then find our downward dog. So once you're in your downward dog, walk your hands back towards your feet. And then once you have all the weight back into your legs, grab your elbows and press your top forearm into your bottom forearm and swing gently from side to side. All right, hands to the hips, squeeze the elbows toward the sky, bend the knees, big inhale, come all the way up. All right, step up to the front of your mat, and let's do a couple sun salutations, C's. Take the arms up on the inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, step your left leg back, drop your back knee. Interlace the fingers behind your back, and open up your heart. Take the hands to the ground, step back. Lift your left leg toward the sky. Take 5 breaths here, lifting with your inner heel and your inner knee. Lift your right hip crease a bit. And bring that left knee up into your chest and step it forward. All right, bring your arms to the inside of your left leg, and you may want to bring your hands or forearms down to a block or down to the ground. So see if you want to go a little deeper, spread your back toes out. Remember those big exhales. And take your time stepping that right leg forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right leg back. Drop your back knee. Interlace the fingers with the non-dominant grip. And maybe shift your hips forward a little bit if that seems appropriate. Look up. I find this one's really helpful for gardening. All right, take the hands down to the ground, step back. Lift your right leg toward the sky. Lift with your inner right knee, inner right heel. Drop your left heel, lift your left hip crease. And bring that right knee up into your chest, step it forward, and then arms to the inside of the right leg, and you may choose to come down a little bit deeper, maybe forearms to a block or to the ground. Spread out your back toes. All right, and then let's step that left leg forward. So we're gonna go just a tiny bit faster, just to get the blood pumping a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. Exhale, arms to the sides. And then after a couple sun salutation C's, we'll do some twists here. So take the arms up on the inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, step your left leg back. Drop your back knee. Arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, lunge it forward. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your right leg forward. Inhale, stretch out your heart. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stretch out your spine. Exhale, right leg back. Drop the knee. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, lunge it forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. Exhale, arms to sides. Arms up on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, left leg back. Drop your back knee. Arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, lunge your left leg forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your right leg forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stretch your spine out. Exhale, right leg back. Arms up on the inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back. Lift your right leg toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, lunge your right leg forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step your left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. Exhale, arms to sides. All right, let's do some twists. Take the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, left leg back. Drop your back knee. Turn your right toes out to the right. Bring your right hand to your thigh and look over your right shoulder. So the most important part of this is the shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades toward opposite back pockets. See if you can get that left leg a little straighter. Reach that right arm back. And then if the left leg feels like it's pretty straight, you might be able to bend it and maybe grab the foot. So wherever you are, whether you're grabbing or not, drag your left knee and your right heel toward each other. Release that foot or bring your right hand to the ground. Step back, lift your left leg toward the sky, open up the hip and bend the knee. All right, some outer hip strengthening here. So lift your right armpit so your shoulders are level. And then you're going to extend your left leg straight out to the side. So we're working our outer hips here. And most of your weight is going to be in your left hand. Just make sure you keep lifting your right armpit so you're not dumping all your weight into your right shoulder. All right, bring that left knee back in and lunge it forward. And we're going to walk off to the right side of the mat for a thoracic twist here. So walk over to the right, maybe bring your left forearm to a block or to the ground. Actively try to lift your right rib cage and gently try to drop your left rib cage and spread your back toes out. All right, walk it back to the center and step your right leg forward. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stretch out your spine. Exhale, right leg back. Drop your back knee. Turn your left toes to the left. Plant your right hand. Bring your left hand to your thigh. Try to get that right leg a little straighter and look over your left shoulder. And then draw both shoulder blades toward back pockets.
And maybe reach back, maybe grab your back foot. These are all extras. Whatever you choose, drag your right knee and your left heel slightly toward each other. All right, unwind, step back. Lift your right leg toward the sky. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Lift your left armpit, shoulders level. All right, take that right leg straight out to the side. And bring that knee back in and step it forward. All right, arms come down, maybe to a block. Now we're going to walk it over to the left. So walking off the mat, bring your right forearm to a block or to the ground. And then as you're working through those breaths, lift your left rib cage, drop the right rib cage, spread out your back toes. All right, walk it back to the center and step your left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, relax and fold. Inhale, take it to the sky. And exhale, arms to the sides. All right, a couple balancing postures. So you can always hold on to something. Spread the toes out on your left foot, and let's just do a standing pigeon first. You're going to cross your right ankle just above your left knee on the thigh. Hands can come to hips. You can always put a hand up against the wall or a chair and flex your right toes back towards your knee. And then if it seems appropriate to bend that standing leg more, you can bring your hands down to blocks or maybe the ground. So just kind of play with where your hips want to go. All right, and then come on up and let's try the other side. So spread your toes on your right foot, bend your leg, cross that left ankle on top of your right thigh, flex those toes back towards your knee, and then hands can go to hips. You can grab onto something if you want to. Blocks, ground, you have lots of options. And then come on out of this one. Nice work. Okay, so let's do, we're going to do sort of a balance challenge. It's Warrior 3, and you're going to also kind of swing your leg forward. So I'll just demonstrate real fast. You're essentially going to be in a Warrior 3, and then you're going to lift your knee up and then extend it out. And we'll do this a couple times. So again, if you want a wall nearby or a chair just for a little bit extra stability, that's fine. Spread your toes out on your left foot. Maybe your left hand comes to a chair or the wall. lift your knee up, zip up your belly, and then I like to take my right arm up. I like to take both arms up to give me some more extension, and then take the right leg straighter. So working some strength here in the psoas and the quadriceps. All right, then you can bend the knee again, and now we're going to go into warrior 3. And you can pick any arms you want, so you can go arms out to the sides, behind you, hands at heart center, whatever makes you feel steady. All right, we're going to do it again. Bring that knee up and extend. And then bring it back into warrior 3. And then come to standing. Whew, walk it out a little bit. Let's do the other side. All right, spread your toes out on your right foot. And again, you can always use a wall with that right hand, something to steady you if you want. And then lift that knee up, left knee. Extend the leg, 5 breaths. And bring that leg through and find a warrior 3. And then come back up. Get that left knee up again and extend the left leg, 5 breaths. And the last warrior 3. And then hands to hips and come on up. And let's come down to the ground. Take the arms up on the inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down. We're going to find a squat. Turn your toes out a little bit if you want. Find a squat that works for you. So squats are varying across body types, depending on what's going on with the knees, etc. So some people, their squat is like this. Their hips are way higher than their knees. Whatever works for you. Find something where you can hang out for just a moment, kind of squeeze into the midline with your buttocks. All right, and then go ahead and come down, bring the bottoms of the feet together. Bring your forehead towards your toes, round your back, zip up your belly. Okay, now let's go for an extension here. So this is Uttanasana Konasana. Grab your block and reach up as if you're handing the block to somebody, and then a bit of a forward bend. And what should happen is the quadriceps should be engaging and pressing down into your thigh muscles, into your thigh bones. So you're lifting up and your quadriceps are rooting you down and trying to keep your hips down as you lift. And I've got a little bit of a forward bend here. Okay, so wherever your forward bend goes now is fine. Maybe you want a block in front of you. You're going to just come a little bit more forward, but keep your quadriceps really engaged. And my hamstrings are pretty loose, so I'll go down a little bit deeper, but you go to the place that works for you. Okay, so now we're going to go for a forward bend, and this can be a really difficult forward bend for some people with their legs extended, so there's a good chance that you're going to have to pull a foot in, but, wait, hello there, lie down, down. So you're going to twist to your right and extend out, reach for that right leg. So you might even need your strap, right? You can put your strap around the ball of your right foot. Nice little forward bend. And then if this is really, really uncomfortable with both legs extended, some people put their left foot in. So left foot can come in. It's a little bit of a twist. So that's the main thing, is because you're working these oblique abdominals, the QL in the back, there's a lot of twisting happening. Sometimes that extended leg doesn't work so well. All right, 2 more big breaths and then we'll switch sides. All right, and then come on up and twist toward the left leg. Again, you can always bring your right foot in if it's uncomfortable. And then come to the left leg, maybe using a strap around the ball of the foot. All right, there's a really fun transition here. So sometimes when we're in downward dog, we flip our dog into a back bend. We're going to do a variation of that where we get into a little bit of that back bend. So I'm going to slightly change my ankle here. So my legs are still out, but what we're going to do is I'm going to take my right hand behind me, and then I'm going to rock a little bit onto that right hip. My back hip is going to pop up a little bit. And then I'm going to push into my legs and extend and see if I can do this with straight legs. And then you're going to come on down and let's go to the other side. So you're going to twist to the left, take that left hand behind you, come a little bit onto that outer left hip, so my right hip is popping off the ground about a ½ inch or so. And then we're going to press into that left hand, into the legs, lift up, nice little back bend here. It's little, but there's a lot of work and core involved in it. And then come on down. Beautiful. Okay, so let's come on to our bellies. Make sure your block is nearby, because we're going to do a nice big shoulder opener, and you want that block under your head. So block is up at the top of your mat. Wiggle over to the right side of your mat. Take that left arm out to about 7 or 8 o'clock. Bend your right knee. Roll onto your left shoulder. And then take that block under your head. And then see if you can grab your left hand with your right hand. So there are a couple variations of this posture. This one's good here. Some people like to put their left foot on the ground. There's another fun variation called Swastikasana, which looks like the ancient symbol for peace, the swastika. So you can, I'll walk you through it because it's a little hard to see on screen. So if your left leg is straight and your right knee is pointing up toward the sky, then bend your left leg, but don't lift it toward the sky. Just bend the left leg and point the left knee out to about 3 o'clock. So if your head is going to 12 o'clock, your knee and thigh, left knee and thigh are pointing out to 3 o'clock. Roughly a 90-degree angle in the left hip, roughly a 90-degree angle in the left knee. Then walk your right foot off the mat to the right a little bit, and then drop your right knee down to 6 o'clock. Again, roughly a 90-degree angle in the knee. And then, as shoulders get more open, the arms will go more to 9 o'clock, but wherever they are right now is perfectly fine. So we got our little swastika shape. All right, and then unwind. Come back to your belly and just wiggle over to the left side of your mat. Take your right arm out to roughly 4 or 5 o'clock. Bend your left leg, push into your left hand and roll onto your right side. Scoot the block under your head. Try to grab your right hand with your left hand. right, so breathe here for a bit. Check in, see how you feel on this side. You might feel a little bit tighter. And then you could play with putting a knee up toward the sky and getting a bigger twist, or working more of that psoas and those other leg muscles and hip muscles, which is the Swastikasana. So you would, in order to achieve that, if your right leg is straight, you're going to bend it and point your right knee roughly out to 9 o'clock, roughly a 90-degree angle in your right hip, and roughly a 90-degree in your right knee. Then you're going to walk your left foot off the mat behind you and drop your left knee towards 6 o'clock. And you will have roughly a 90-degree angle in your left knee as well. And even in your ankle if you would like. And breathe. All right, and then slowly come out of that. And let's do a child's pose. All right, let's do a little bit of inner thigh strengthening. So this is really a small maneuver, but it starts showing you, oh, maybe I need a little work on my inner thighs. I know I always do. It's just an underutilized area, but what it does is it also helps strengthen the core. So you're gonna lie on your side. This is called Shiva's couch. At least this initial position is where you're lying on your side and you're propping up your head with your hand. So my upper arm is on the ground. I'm propping my head up, and then we're going to extend out with both legs. And then we're going to put that top leg on the ground. So I'm on my left side. My right foot is on the ground, pointing to 3 o'clock. If you're on your right side, exact opposite, right? Your left leg, left foot will be on the ground going to 9 o'clock. And then lift the bottom leg. So it's just a foot or so off the ground, 6 inches to a foot. But lift it up. Keep lifting. And you can bring your top hand to the ground just to help stabilize you. Keep lifting and just hold it. Breathe deeply. Get those inner thighs engaged. Okay, you can bring that leg back down. Now we're going to take both legs together and we're going to try to lift both legs up. So what you'll find is that you're going to feel a lot of hip, a lot of core, a lot of side core. So there's a lot going on with some of those smaller accessory muscles. So again, top hand can be on the ground in front of you to help stabilize you. And then lift both legs up and just keep lifting. Take 5 breaths here. And then bring it down. All right, take a moment, and then we're going to do the other side. So you could theoretically just roll over onto the other side, unless you want to make sure you're still facing me, and then you can just make a much more convoluted adjustment. Okay, so from here, bring that right hand underneath your head, prop yourself up. Take your top leg, put it on the ground. So mine is my left leg going to 9 o'clock. Yours might be the right leg. Doesn't matter, you're just going to try to get it there, and then I like to kind of grab the ankle a little bit and pull it into place. We'll see if that keeps it there, because that leg might feel a little tight. We haven't gotten into our pigeon too much yet. So now lift that bottom leg up, 10 breaths. And then drop that leg. Now extend both legs. Top hands on the ground. And you're going to lift both legs up roughly 6 inches to a foot and 5 breaths. And then let that go. Now roll onto your back. Let's do another little hip opener pigeon. So cross your right ankle just below your left knee on the thigh. Take your right arm through the gap in your legs. Grab the back of your left thigh or the front of your left shin, and then rock gently from side to side. Try to roll your tailbone toward the ground so you get a little bit of a curve in your low back. Resist a little bit with that left leg. And then roll over onto your right hip. Not all the way, just about halfway onto your right hip. So you can feel that thicker, fleshier part of your outer hip kind of pressing into the ground as you stretch it. And I like to rock a little bit. I do this sometimes with like a pool noodle or a tennis ball or a racquetball. Just kind of move around and get into some of these outer hip muscles. So it's a neat thing to do if you've got a prop around. All right, now rock over to the left side and just feel that stretch happening in the outer right hip. All right, hook your arms under your legs. So your right arm is going to hook under your leg near the knee. Your left arm might hook under the leg near the ankle. You might also just end up grabbing that right foot with your left hand and kind of cupping the outer ankle with your left hand. So whatever you can do that, because I realize that both elbows underneath might be excessive for a lot of people. And then rock from side to side a little bit. So my left knee is still bent. I'm still trying to roll the tailbone toward the ground. And then I'm going to try to straighten my left leg a little bit. So slowly just slide that left heel toward the bottom of the mat. All right. And then let that go. Let's do the other side. Cross your left ankle just below the right knee of the thigh. Bring that right leg in. Take the left arm through the gap in the legs. Grab the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. Rock from side to side a bit. Try to roll the tailbone toward the ground. Resist with your right leg. All right, rock about halfway to your left, so you're right in that meaty part of your outer hip there. You can rock a little bit, just kind of move around in that outer left hip. All right, come back to the center and roll onto your outer right hip. And again, just enough that you're getting to the fleshy part. You're not trying to go all the way to the side. That'll help stretch out your left hip as well. All right, let's attempt a little bit deeper. So lift your head and shoulders up, hook your left elbow under the leg near the knee, maybe your right elbow under the leg near the ankle, but more often you're just grabbing around the ankle and trying to get the foot flexed and keeping that foot pulled in gently. And then bring your head and shoulders back down and bring your right foot down. And then rock a little bit from side to side here. It's a little awkward, but it's totally worth it. Try to keep your head down, the shoulders down. And then see if you can just slowly straighten that right leg. All right, and then release. Now we're going to roll over onto our bellies, work into the quads just a little bit more, and the back bend just a little bit more. So we're almost finished here. Grab your left foot, press your left heel in toward your left hip. So my quads are pretty loose. My foot comes in really close. You might be a lot farther away. It's okay. Stretch through the knee, zip up the belly. Just get those quads to loosen up a little bit. All right, and then release and go to the other side. Pull the belly in, bring that right heel in as close as it feels comfortable. Stretch through your knee. Roll your right shoulder onto your back. All right, we're going to do wheel, but we're going to do wheel with different arms. So you're going to bend your knees, and I make this look really easy. This is not easy at all, but you're going to try to get your strap around your feet. So take a moment and do that awkward thing of trying to get the strap around your feet. Once you have the strap around your ankles, flex the toes. That'll keep the strap from falling off your feet as you go into the next posture. Take your arms out to the sides. So I'm holding onto the strap. My arms are out to the sides. And then I'm going to pull my elbows forward. And then I'm going to push the feet into the strap, but also push the feet out toward the edges of the mat. And keep the elbows pulling in and down. Zip up your belly. Keep pushing your feet out. All right, bring your knees back down. My hands are on my shoulders, so I'm just sort of in a neutral place here, but we're still kind of in purgatory. We're not fully relaxed yet. And then see if you can choke up on your strap a little bit. So there are a couple different ways to do that. If your fist is on your shoulders, you can just kind of grab some more, just kind of pull and grab some more strap. I like to take my arms out to the sides, and then one way to make this just a tiny bit tighter is to wrap the strap around my hand once. So I just wrap them around the hand. So I basically shorten the strap by a couple inches. Then pull those elbows forward again, and then push the feet back into the strap again and push the feet out as well. And then pull the elbows into the armpits. Zip up the belly. Reach through the knees. And then release. All right, make a nice little pillow with your hands and turn your head to one side. All right, gently push back to child's pose. And then pick your way to finish up your practice. So I have tight shoulders. I like to put a block under, 2 blocks under my shoulders. You may want to take a block under your hips and put your legs up. This is a great way to drop blood pressure and really calm down the body. So Pick something that works for you. You can also do Shavasana with a rolled up blanket under your knees. That's really comfortable too. So find something that makes you happy. And then once you find your position, focus on those deep, deep exhales again. And slowly deepen your breath. Make some small movements. Wiggle fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles in small circles. And let's take a couple deep stretches. Take a big inhale, stretch everything out. And a big exhale, relax. One more time. Let's hold it for 5 counts. Take a big inhale, stretch it out. Hold it on 1, on 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Big exhale, relax. And find your way up. You can do it in a very relaxed way, rolling over onto one side, or maybe a little bit more dynamic. It's up to you. And then bring your hands up to your heart center. Take a moment to check in, see how you feel. And bring your hands up to your forehead for kind thoughts, down to your lips for kind words. and down to your heart center for kind intentions. Putting some peace out there into the world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.